What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. We won. We won 2 games in a row, and I wanted to say we kept a clean sheet, but we didn't keep a clean sheet, and we will get into that. Massive result for us. We hadn't won in 7 or in 8, whatever. Then we won. Now we won 2 games in a row, and it feels like, well, forever. Literally, it felt like forever. It's important also because while there's no coach for basically a week. Brambilla did nothing. Spalletti had 1 training session. I know the title is Spalletti Bow because I've seen certain things that definitely were on command of Spalletti, but to a certain extent, because with 1 training session, you can see in the second half the things that we did very, very good in the first half kind of disappeared a little bit. But overall, we played, I thought, a solid enough game to get away out of Cremonese with a very clean win. We gave away no chances until Federico Gatti happened, basically. But before we get into it, smash the like button because it's the first Spalletti game, and also because we hit 15K. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into it. Because the game we started, obviously Yield is not there, Kelly not there, and we see the lineup, and it's Kostic, and it's like, okay. And then we see the start of the game, the first minute, and we see Colt Miners play left center back after Spalletti saying, well, he's not good, in close areas around the box with his back towards the opponent's goal, close to the opposition box. He's a midfielder, and he plays him as left center back, and actually, he was excellent, Colt Miners, but I'm not going to talk about Colt Miners for now. We start the game off, and it was very direct. Cambiaso looks like a real football player on the right-hand side. It's first touch, it's direct, it's through between the lines. It's very quote unquote simple but effective. The runoffs, between Vlahovic and Openda was working perfectly because Vlahovic could shield it off. Openda had acres of space. His movement was good. I will get to Openda in a second, and we were looking good. And you open that score really quickly with a bit of luck, but the movement, the build-up was good. 1-0. Kostic on his birthday, on the club's birthday as well. So apparently Kostic can do a job for the club because, with all due respect, he played well. And he played well last week in the second half. Is he the world beater? No, he's not. But he looked effective, literally. He was effective in 2 of our last games. So good for him. You open the score 1-0 very early. I think it's important because Cremonese, like I said, it's not an easy team so far to play against. It's just not. Whatever you think about their squad, it's just not an easy team to play. And you open that score, and in the first half, we just, instead of making it 2-0, we wasted opportunities and chances. That's what we did, because you should have wrapped up that game basically in the first half, because I thought you played well. Openda, for example, he does everything perfectly until he needs to shoot, which is insane because that's his best attribute. That should be his best attribute. The runoff, the movement into space, it was perfect because every direct ball was possible because of the movement, because Vlahovic dropping in and Openda's movement. Every single pass between the lines was capable, or we were able to make those passes because of the movement. He was doing everything perfectly until he needed to shoot. It's actually unreal for a player who should be good at that, at finishing, to be honest. And he's not good at it at all right now. He looks extremely confusing out there when he needs to shoot in and around the box. And that's one of the reasons we were not 1-0 up, more than 1-0 up. And I was like, okay, fine, nothing going on. We gave away absolutely nothing in that first half. And I was like, cool. We come out that second half, we didn't play really well. It's not that Cremonese were that good, but the energy level dropped. I don't think Thuram was 100% ready for this game, if I'm being completely honest. But the level dropped. You can see the intensity dropped a little bit. But it's not that Cremonese was doing too much. And, it's fine. I thought the subs were okay. I'm not sure what's happening with Zegrova. Spalletti will probably get asked about Zegrova afterwards. But overall, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is going a good direction. And then we create chances again, good chances, good build-up play. We don't take those, and then we score from a scrappy goal. Cambiaso 2-0, and for me, it was like it's game over. The way we've been playing, the way Cremonese have been playing, this is game over. We're not gonna give this away, etc. And then Federico Gatti happens. Again, I don't want to do this on Spalletti's first day, and we won 2 in a row. But this is what I'm talking about. That is shocking defending. Like, there's no other way to describe that, because you're getting bullied by a guy who's almost 40 years old, who weighs probably half of your, weight, and he just bullied you. And De Gregorio, I think, should have done better, but Vardy is not missing those chances. He's just not going to miss that opportunity. You gave them a lifeline when Di Gregorio had basically nothing to do with the entire game. The only dangerous chance for Cremonese was that shot, and it got called back because the ball went out behind the back line. They had no chances, and Federico Gatti is like, I'm gonna give you guys a lifeline. That's why when we talk about coaching, at the end of the day, some of these players cannot change. We cannot change Gatti's quality. He is who he is. The only thing you can change is make some transfers, and that's about it. Because that was shocking defending. Like, there's no other way to put that. It was just shocking. Instead of putting your body into it in front of Vardy and trying to head it and pick up the foul, I don't know what he tries to do. So you open that. That for me is the biggest negative of that game. Spalletti, I don't know what impact Spalletti had on the game. Probably told the players, the confidence boost, play directly. This is what I'm asking of you guys. Vlahovic drop in, Openda, you make those runs. I think that were the directions in the first training sessions. More you cannot do. So the drop off in the second half is not shocking. It's kind of expecting, because I thought in the second half, Cremonese adapted. Was it Yuri van der Put or Yari van der Put that he played as a playmaker in the second half? So they made some changes, and we couldn't really deal with it compared to the first half. The energy level dropped a little bit, and you can see, certain things. But again, we didn't give up any real chances throughout those 90 minutes and created, again, more than enough chances/opportunities to kill off the game. We didn't do that, and because of Gatti, we almost made it a game that shouldn't have been a game. Also, the 6 minutes at a time, no idea what happened. I still cannot believe there were 6 minutes of at a time, because I don't know, maybe I missed something. Did something happen for those 6 minutes? But the most important thing is we won. We saw glimpses of what Spalletti wants to do. We saw also glimpses that it can work and why it cannot work for 90 minutes. So that's something for Spalletti. He said some very interesting pre-game quotes about his lineup, about what he's asking of the team, and about the players he put out there. Maybe a shot towards other players who were sitting on the bench, but I'm gonna keep that for tomorrow. Because I think it's very important that we talk about those Spalletti comments before the game, because they were very, very strong comments for certain players, for the squad, and maybe for the club as well. About being active potentially on the transfer market. But for today, it's a win. It's an important win. It's a deserved win, by the way. It's not that we scraped it or whatever. We scraped it because of the last minute, goal and at a time, but Cremonese didn't do anything after that as well, and before that, in my opinion. 3 points, 6 points, and now with Sporting, that is massive. We need a win against Sporting, otherwise the Champions League campaign could be over already. But in the comment sections, let me know what you think about the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.